Good evening and welcome to TUC Half Hour, the program that brings you the latest updates from the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, championing the rights and welfare of Nigerian workers. I am your host, Judith Trust, and it is a pleasure to have you join us here today. Today we take you to day 2 of the 2025 PENGASSAN Women Annual Convention, which wrapped up in Abuja with a bold challenge to Nigerian women to turn ideas into action and lead sustainable growth in their industries. Under the theme, "The Dynamic Woman, She Powers the Future," the 2-day event inspired fresh energy, purpose-driven leadership, and strategic innovation, all driven by women. But first, here's your chance to win 5,000 Naira this week on TUC Half Hour. Each week we'll drop a trivia question about the Trade Union Congress, its history, affiliates, or labor activities, and one lucky winner takes the prize. Before we get into this week's trivia question, we want to say congratulations to last week's winner, Khalifa Wazir from Facebook. Your 5,000 Naira prize is ready and we'll be reaching out to you with collection details. Thank you for engaging with TUC Half Hour Trivia Challenge and staying informed on workers' issues. A big congratulations to you once again, and now it is your turn to win. The trivia question for this week is, which labor court has exclusive jurisdiction over labor matters? If you think you know the answer, then head over to our social media handles displayed on your screen and follow the instructions to win. TUC Half Hour continues right after this break. Welcome back. It was a day that began with reflection and ended with renewed purpose, as day 2 of the 2025 PENGASSAN Women Annual Convention delivered impacts from start to finish. From inspiring goodwill messages to powerful panel conversations and zonal strategy sessions, it was clear that the Nigerian woman is ready to lead transformation across every sector, and she's not waiting for permission. Wife of the former Vice President Dolapo Osinbajo reminded women that consistency and resilience are the cornerstones of lasting success. Also President of PENGASSAN and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, Comrade Festus Osifo, encouraged women to become innovation drivers both at work and at home. Delivering a powerful charge, National Chairperson of the PENGASSAN Women Commission, Comrade Ada Mbanaso, urged women to lead with vision and power the future for the next generation.
A resounding round of applause. Thank you very much.
Day 2 of the PENGASSAN Women Annual Convention opened with moments of reflection, setting the tone for a renewed commitment to action, purpose, and progress.
Would be the ultimate deciding factor.
From a warm welcome to a recap of Day 1 highlights, the second day of the convention delivered a rich lineup of speaker sessions, panel discussions, and breakout groups, all focused on empowering women for impact.
The wife of Nigeria's immediate past Vice President. She deserves more than that as a round of applause.
In her goodwill message, wife of the former Vice President of Nigeria, Dolapo Osinbajo, encouraged women to keep striving. She emphasized that women possess the strength and potential to transform both society and industry. She highlighted consistency and resilience as key drivers of women's advancement and urged participants to remain focused and determined in their pursuits.
I want to congratulate each and every one of you in this hall. You made it. You made it here. I can safely assume that you are educated. Congratulations. Not every woman is. You're recognized in your chosen field of oil and gas. Congratulations. I can safely assume that you are hardworking and resilient. Yes, you are. I know because you stayed in school and you didn't drop out. You'd have had your fair share of exams in and out of school, not to talk of the hurdles of job interviews, challenging tasks, projects, and all manner of targets you have to meet at work. Yes, you made it here. I believe each of you deserves an applause. As you march on, making progress, making giant strides, there's a voice that many people hear. It's not a nice voice. It's not sweet words. Imagine with me. Can you imagine? Do you still dream? Can you still imagine? Imagine with me a lady just like you. 1, 2, 3, she's on the move. 4, 5, 6, she's getting better. And then she hears, who do you think you are? Forget it. You can't make it. Don't you think you're too tall, too short, too fair, too dark? Can't you see you're skinny or fat? You, ordinary woman. She stops in her tracks. 4, 5, 6. By now we should be on 7, going to 8. But she stops. She stops to cry because her heart aches. Because she's hurt, she's sad, and very soon she might be depressed. What happened to marching forward? What happened to making giant strides? What happened to 7, 8, 9? The words rolled round and round in her head, around in her mind, around in her heart. Do I talk about you or someone you know? The reminders, this job is not for people like you. The memories, the suffering of the past, a mother that abandoned you, a father that died too early that led to a lost childhood, the hunger of poverty and homelessness in your past, 5, 6, 7. My dear, don't stop.
President of PENGASSAN and General President of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, Comrade Festus Osifo, commended the women for turning out in large numbers and for their active participation throughout the convention. He encouraged them to remain innovative, serve as sources of inspiration to their children, and continue to drive positive change in their spheres of influence. He also extended appreciation to the speakers for the knowledge that they shared.
One key thing when we talk about innovation is that, you see, children, do we know that children are much more innovative than adults? Our studies have clearly shown that a 2, 3, 4, 5 years old child, they are much more innovative than an adult that is probably 40, 50 years old. It's been very clear. And one of the reasons is that children have courage, they are not scared to take risks. But as we grow older, we become very, to take risks is very difficult. Because what has happened? When you enter school, we are taught the rules, we are taught the procedures. They give us the rule book. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, you do this, you do that, you do that. So as you grow older, that stereotype comes in. So when you see your child trying to do new things, encourage that child to do. When he's trying something, answer the rules. As far as that thing does not endanger the life of that child, encourage him or her to do. That is innovation. It is only when it tends to affect the life of that child, then, or maybe negatively, then you can call back the child. But allow the child to act. So at times, there's what they call destructive thinking. When we say think outside the box, it's not something you just pick from the street. It's something that you must consciously and intentionally do. When you are asked to do things in the office, you must keep asking yourself, how can I do these things differently? Today, if you think of Nigeria, Almost all organizations in Nigeria are pyramid in nature. They are all pyramid. You have the chief executive, right? You now have maybe the COO depending. Then beneath, you have the directors. Beneath, you have the managers. Beneath the managers, you have the, like that. They are pyramid in nature. But there are organizations that have challenged their pyramid in nature, that hierarchical side of organizational structure, and they have done successfully well. So if anybody wants to open a company, all you do is, you have the MD, then you build it down. But the world today, a lot of organizations are not operating like that anymore. So there are things that we are used to. The fact that we are used to those things from school, it will not be part of us. And we now think that is the best way to do it. But who actually said that is the best way to do it? Why can't you challenge that status quo? So when we say innovation is looking at the rules and thinking, how will I change these things? How will I improve on these processes that has been there? You are going to meet obstacles practically. Your bosses are going to tell you, oh no, this is how we have been doing it. And you have to keep doing it this way. But when you can prove to him that what they have been doing over the years can be improved on, and you can save money for the organization, they will tend to listen to you.
In her goodwill message, Comrade Ada Mbanaso, National Chairperson of PENGASSAN Women Commission, emphasized that this year's convention is about empowering women not just for today, but for the future and the next generation. She delivered a resounding charge to women across Nigeria to lead with vision, with strength, and with purpose, reminding them that the power to shape the future lies in their hands.
We are here to build up our skill, to build up our capacity, to power our future, in the sense that we are no longer relying on our inability to meet up with what the men are doing in the industry. We are taking charge. We have actually upgraded and upskilled to be able to drive the innovation of the industry. And they have speakers who have spoke on the trend, their realities, their dream, their journey, what motivated them, what driven them, what took them to where they are. And that is knowing yourself, believing in yourself, building your knowledge, knowing that you can do it, and having that I can do spirit. So that is what this convention is all about.
Keynote speaker Mr. Ezekiel Solesi, in his session titled Beyond Disruption, challenged women to become strategic drivers of sustainable growth. He emphasized that sustainability is no longer just a buzzword. It is a call to action. And women, he said, have the insight, resilience, and tools to lead that charge in transforming industries and shaping the future.
I have just about 5 things that I'd like us to focus on. The first of them is you need to, and everything that we're going to focus on today isn't something that you'll do once or twice, it has to be something that you do constantly. The first is you need to constantly believe, upgrade what you believe about yourself. You see, whenever people have, in quotes, imposter syndrome, it is proof that they got the position before they went there in their minds. You have to believe that you have that and constantly upgrade that belief of what you see about yourself. Constantly. Somebody should sit down here and truly believe that you could lead this country. Somebody should sit down here and truly believe. And you need that level of self-delusion. Because if you don't act like that, what's going to happen is that you would act according to what you think you are. And you would see opportunities and not recognize them because you don't think you're at that level yet. So let's increase, constantly challenge what you believe about yourself. Write down all the things that you truly believe and challenge them. And ask yourself, why not me? Why can't I be the president of PENGASSAN? What would it take? How much votes does it take? Right? Why can't I be, whatever it is, fill in the blank. But you have to constantly believe it. Because in life essentially delivers to us our predominant beliefs. That is the truth. Whatever it is that we truly believe. Because human beings, and why belief is important is that you need to guard how you define yourself. Because human beings, with everything in our lives, we defend how we see ourselves. The second factor is that you must constantly upgrade, improve what you think about yourself. See, human beings, and sorry to say, particularly women, are very equipped on how to worry. Not very equipped on how to think. So I'll give you a simple model for how to think. Right? To think, you have to first assume that what you hope would happen. And start to prepare yourself mentally for how you will behave when that happens. That's how to think well. Because the things that you hope will happen. I'm telling you, it will. Right? In life, if you are focused and you don't stop, it will happen. Life has a way of getting away getting out of the way of somebody who's resolved. So we need to think. And so I recommend that you have thinking scheduled into your calendar. Schedule it. Right? Have a time in your day where you schedule that you're going to think. And you schedule what you want to think about. The next 5 years of your career. Where's all this thing leading to? Right? Don't just be that leaf that is tossed through the river. Think about where you're going.
A goodwill message set the tone, paving the way for a thought-provoking panel discussion that delved into innovative leadership, STEM advancement, and purpose-driven technology. One of the panelists, Betty Ugona, stressed that being innovative means being intentional, understanding your environment, and identifying how to add value where you are.
About being intentional of the position where you are and what you think that you can bring to work. And then till then I was appointed the Chief Innovation Officer of the company, which was not in existence. Some people were saying, you've been appointed the MD of the glorified research and development. But I didn't see it that way. With the 6 general managers who are appointed with me to work on that, we came together and said we must make this work. Unfortunately, it was at the heat of COVID-19. March 18, to be precise, 2020. And 6 weeks after we received our letter, the whole country shut down. But I called Nigerians, I said, look, this is an opportunity for us to do something exceptional, train ourselves. Like the speaker said, Ezekiel, that if you want to be exceptional and distinguish yourself, and you have an eye of where you want to be, ask for where they get trained and go there and train yourself, pay for it, because it will add value to you. So that was what we did during COVID-19. We started training ourselves on innovation and entrepreneurship. So that by the time the shutdown was lifted, we were all equipped. It was during that COVID that I got certified as innovation professional, innovation strategist, innovation assessor. Please clap for her. So it cost so much money. It cost almost $15,000 to get training and certified. By the time the shutdown was lifted, we were ready.
Nosaya Batukura added that true progress lies in building systems that don't just include women, but actively equip them to succeed on a global scale.
Beyond, having a room full of faces of young people made a strong impact. And technology has played a role in that. Now we have WhatsApp. As simple as that technology may seem, it's widely used. So even as we work with underserved communities, I work with other women in both continentally and globally, technology has provided an opportunity where we can interface, where we can plan programs, where we can impact communities that sometimes we are not able to set a foot on, but the use of technology, has enabled us to be able to make those kind of impacts globally, locally, and even continentally.
For Emanuela Arukwe, mentorship remains key. She noted that when women deeply understand the businesses they're in, they go beyond ticking boxes to creating meaningful impact.
One of the things is really that we have forerunners. I mean, there are women. I came into an NPC. I met quite some powerful women, and one of the motivations for these powerful women. I mean, I would meet people like the Chief Legal Advisor, St. Anthony. We need a lot of powerful women, and they are not just there for just being in the position. They are really thriving, and they are making an impact. So that was the motivation. I have people like Madam Chiche. We met a lot of people. So I had my good mentors, and people to look up to. So you were not alone as a young person, very young person coming into the system. You had all these people, so you have people to look out for. And so for me, really, NMPC is really a gender equal place. Really, what drives it, really, what you can do. And so for me, it's important. One of the things I learned to do is to take up challenges. Sometimes people don't want to step out of their comfort zones. I worked in a lot of technological places. I was the company secretary of Integrated Data Services Limited. It's a technology-based place, so I really had to understand the business. I'm a lawyer by training, an MBA, but I needed to understand the business. And so if I'm interacting or doing anything, I'm coming from a risk approach, really getting involved in all the data processing from data assessment data to processing to reservoir studies. Understanding the business helps you to really thrive, and so you can see areas you could bring value. I also work in West African gas, it's a pipeline going from Nigeria to Benin, Togo, and Ghana. And so you really understand the business of the pipeline business. Whether you're a lawyer, I was a lawyer, I was a general counsel, and I was also head of regulatory compliance. I needed to do compliance, or we are technical operational. So understanding the business takes you to be able to deliver value. So throughout my career, I've always tried to see what can I do better. Because it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, if you can solve problems, you will stay.
Participants took part in vibrant breakout sessions where zonal groups presented actionable strategies for local implementation.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Congratulations.
The convention wrapped up on a high note with cash prizes awarded to standout teams from the breakout sessions as a reward for innovation, teamwork, and strategic thinking. After 2 days of deep engagement and shared learning, the dynamic woman leaves not only inspired, but empowered to transform her industry from the front lines. Before we sign off, a quick reminder of our trivia question. Which court has exclusive jurisdiction over labor matters? If you think you know the answer, don't forget to head over to our social media pages, follow us, and comment the correct answer. And that wraps up this week's episode of TUC Half Hour. From the inspiring voices at the 2025 PENGASSAN Women Annual Convention to the practical takeaways on innovation and leadership, one thing is clear. The dynamic woman is not waiting for the future. She is powering it. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms for more updates, replays, exclusive interviews, and of course, a chance to win 5,000 Naira every week through our TUC Trivia Challenge. Until next week, keep raising your voice, keep showing up, and keep building the future you want to see. I've been your host, Judith Trust. Thank you for joining us, and God bless Nigerian workers.